Happy New Year and welcome to 2026. I just want to say thanks to all the subscribers that have subscribed to the channel, even though there's a measly 5 videos and they were created 4 years ago. 2026 is here and I've set out my own goals, which is to sort of create a small game and get it published on Steam. I obviously want to share that journey, and this video right here is to sort of say hi, introduce myself, give you a disclaimer that, I'm not a full-time professional game dev. I do this in my own time. I am a software engineer by day, but I've now got a schedule that allows me to sort of do a little bit more work on my own game, which I've started literally this week. And I want to basically start sharing that journey to hold myself accountable. And also, if there's any feedback or comments around topics you'd like me to delve into from my own experience here, then I'm more than willing to do so. Those videos take a little bit more time, so I kind of want to keep the progress going with this game development. I'm happy to sort of try and produce those videos as and when. But yeah, just to say, all the comments on those videos 4 years ago have basically obviously inspired me to sort of keep going. But I obviously want to create a game myself. And so it's a bit of a change of direction of just pure tutorial content to move to sort of let's build something in practice and share that journey. So with that said, I'm just going to give you a highlight reel of how I've got organized to sort of kick off this project and what I've implemented thus far and where I'm heading. So yeah, I'm really excited to share this journey with you. Just wanted to say hi, so you can actually put a bit of a face to the voice of those videos back in the day. And yeah, let's get on with it. All right, let's kick things off. So I obviously have the first week of dev, which is to, in essence, get set up and organized. I use Linear for my task management. You can obviously compare this to something like Jira, but this is what I use. It's much cleaner, in my opinion, much more lightweight, and it's something I'm used to in my day job. So yeah, organized a few tasks. Obviously in progress is this very video, which is great. I'm just working through them. This week, I also create a new studio domain name and email, raise-studio.com, because I want to keep things clean. And who knows whether it'll be successful in the future. I'm just going for it. And I want to keep things all organized. So I did that. Create a Steamworks account just so that I can get to grips with how that works early on. Because I would like to sort of try and get obviously the game in early access and things like that. So I think tackling those things early on, although not the most exciting part of the project, it is important. So I've done that. The next thing was to literally create an empty Unreal project. For me, obviously, I want dedicated servers to be supported. So based on those videos 4 years ago, I have created a folder, Unreal, release 5.7.1, pulled down the source code, built it, and then created my project. I created it in the same name as Project Versus, just to keep it small and just give it a name. Yeah, same kind of folder structure as before. We have the game, which is the Unreal project, and then I also then set up the relevant build server target, which you can sort of see in those previous videos on why you need that for your dedicated servers. So I have done that, created the project. I then created a very basic player controller and set up some basic mechanics so that if we go into the lobby map and I just do selected viewport, we have this very basic character, which was a free asset from Frab. I just wanted to get some basic mechanics set up. And with those mechanics, I also set up the gameplay ability system. So we have an ability called Jump, which goes through and activates, goes to the player character, and does the jump function, waits for the input to release, stops the jumping, and then ends the ability. Obviously, I'm using the gameplay ability system framework because it takes a lot of the heavy lifting away in regards to sort of networking and multiplayer. Obviously, there's quite a bit to it in regards to sort of the fact that you do need to use C++ to set up some base components. There is a project on GitHub under Make Live that I actually built that has a base template. But for this, I was just starting clean and basically getting all of these different parts in because I wanted to organize the folders a little bit different this time around. So yeah, I have a basic character, a map, and I have a animation blueprint with a bit of locomotion and a blend space for the sort of walking, all good to go. And the jump goes via the game playability system framework. And that's kind of where I'm at. I've then started to implement the multiplayer aspect in regards to sort of start integrating EOS. And a lot of it was setting up accounts, setting up the dev portal, you know, all that sort of mundane stuff that needs to be created. So, you know, if we go to the Epic dev portal, I can just show that. So in the dev portal, you basically have to set up your product in order to access these services. So I've done all of that, got all the credentials for this. And now I'm basically starting to work through setting up EOS and how we're going to get crossplay. Because in essence, the maps here we have init, which is basically auto logging you in, which I do have. And then you have the lobby once you are logged in. So you're part of your own EOS lobby. And then once you've got that, you can invite people into your party, and then that party will move on to matchmaking and get you into a game, which will be the playground. So the playground, in essence, will be the place where people will end up being. And so the idea is to get that thin vertical slice of from loading the game, getting into a lobby, matchmaking, which is going to be quite a big job, and then into the dedicated server, everyone goes as a team, and then we can start playing around with the mechanics. The next sort of job after that, obviously, is also getting proximity chat working, which is part of this. Ready up states in the lobby need to be done. Clean my office, that needs to be done. And then set up a blog, which is another thing, and also privacy and stuff like that, so that you can actually get approved. Let me move those around. So you can actually get approved on the Epic developer portal. By that, the client needs you to have a privacy statement. Just to say, a couple of things I've also done is created a GitHub action that allows me to build a dedicated server. So this will use the Docker images that are native. So just to say, in my previous videos, I went through a whole thing of, you know, building a Docker image from scratch, which in certain scenarios may still be valid. But if you now look at the Epic Games repository, we go to Epic Games, you will note that they have packages and they have published their own versions of the dev images here. It's still at 5.7, not 5.71, which is a bit annoying for various reasons, but they do try and keep them up to date by the looks of things. It just takes a bit of time. So yeah, I've now got automated dedicated servers, and I've also got a script to automate the client as well that builds on my machine. I haven't got that integrated to GitHub yet, but basically that script publishes it to releases so that I can easily share new builds. And yeah, that kind of wraps it up for this week. It's not the most exciting, and you know, once we start getting a bit more of the gameplay integrated and proximity chat, then hopefully it gets a bit more exciting and there's a lot more to show. But right now it's just setting up all the foundational stuff, and I just thought it'd be useful to sort of share how I'm thinking about it and how I'm approaching this. So yeah, until next week, cheers.